I believe it was a Holy Thursday service, and I decided to go up to the church across the street from my house, and it had a LGBTQ flag. And as soon as I walked into the sanctuary, there was a piece of paper, and on the piece of paper was a reflection on the concept of chosen family through the lens of the disciples. And it was the first time I ever saw myself as a queer man in a religious space. As a young adult, I did not know what my ministry was. I grieve a lot when I had existed within Catholic spaces. I thought I was going to be a Catholic priest, and I thought I was going to be an attorney. And then I did a year of service, and I realized, well, I don't want to be an attorney, and I don't want to be a Catholic priest. When I came to Polaris, it was an invitation into that ecumenical work again, finding other people who have taken little pieces of that same work and brought it into their personal lives. It just made me feel seen in my own leadership, and now I can learn from them. The organization where I work right now is actually the first non-faith-based organization I worked for. I am a volunteer manager for Advocates for Foster Youth. For me, grief underpins all of the work I do. Youth in foster care, they oftentimes are put in a place where they have to grieve a family structure that they wanted and needed. For LGBTQ folks, but specifically youth, they grieve a life, I grieve a life that I could have had, where I felt fully comfortable in my own skin. In my ministry, I think, how does the processing of grief invite us into community together? And if we were to face our own mortality, how could we move forward and create a space of peace? Part of that ministry for me has been attending these events called death cafes. So death cafes are an international movement for people to come together, usually around tea and biscuits, and they just talk about death and dying in a very casual manner. In that, they embrace a vulnerability with people they've never met. They embrace an authenticity, and they feel seen in that moment in their grief. I attended these death cafes about once a month since last October. In fact, I just finished my training to become a hospice volunteer. I would say Polaris gave me the courage to hold that ministry and to hold that invitation and say, like, it's okay. It's hard to see the things that I could be good at and say, you can do this. It's the support of the Polaris team. It's the support of my cohort that say, you can do this. It's possible. And here we are. My goal is to become trained as a death doula and to lead death cafes in my own neighborhood. I believe God has called me into a season of joy. And it started with a Lenten promise last year where I said, I want to have fun. And I feel like I've never had fun in my life. So I would say the invitation is to embrace joy, which feels counter when we talk about grief, because grief feels heavy and sad and dark. I don't believe grief has to be that. I believe a release of grief, a willingness to hold that with others, can lead us into moments of pure giddiness and joy and connection with other human beings. And I want to do that.